If you get sued by a debt collector, fighting back is as simple as filling out some paperwork and filing it with the court. This video explains how to file court paperwork, specifically in answer form, so you can fight back against a debt collection lawsuit on your own without hiring a lawyer. Hi there, I'm May. I work for the nonprofit Upsolve. We help people get out of debt and take control of their financial future. Let's start off with some good news. Filing a court form is actually not very difficult. First, figure out when and where you need to file your forms. You'll file at the court listed on the summons or complaint form that you received at the start of the lawsuit. If you need a refresher about reading the summons and complaint or what they mean, check out our video on that topic in the description below. Not only will the summons tell you where you need to file your form, it's also going to give you a deadline. This might come in the form of a specific date, but more frequently, it's a number of days, like 10, 20, or 30. The clock starts ticking on this deadline as soon as you receive the summons form. It's really important to pay attention to this deadline because if you don't file your paperwork by that date, you're likely to lose the lawsuit. And that can come with a host of really negative consequences that you'd rather avoid. Check out the other video in our series to learn more about what can happen if you don't respond or lose the lawsuit. Next, you need to make some copies of the answer form. You can sometimes do this at the courthouse, but you'll probably end up paying more there than you would if you went to your public library or maybe a printing center that's located near you. At a minimum, you're going to need 3 copies of the answer form. You'll file the original with the court, you're going to keep 1 copy for your own records, and you send the final copy to the person who's suing you. Okay, now let's talk about how to actually file your forms. If you're representing yourself, most courts are going to give you at least 2 options to file your form. First, you can go in person to the courthouse, or second, you can mail the form to the courthouse. If you go in person to the courthouse, you're going to want to locate the court clerk's office and hand them the original answer form to file. You can also ask them to stamp the copy of your form so you have proof of the time and date that you filed. Understandably, not everybody has the time, means, or transportation to get to the courthouse. If that's the case for you, you can mail your forms. Even if the court says that you can send the form by regular mail, it's advisable to send it via certified mail. This probably requires a trip to the post office and it'll cost you a small fee, but it helps you ensure that your paperwork doesn't get lost in the mail and you'll get confirmation when it's delivered. Slowly but surely, courts are starting to allow people to e-file their forms, but this isn't a commonplace thing yet. You can check with your court to see if e-filing is an option. If it is, consider it, because it's often the fastest, easiest, and cheapest way to file court forms. Quick note on court fees and fee filing waivers. Yeah, it's kind of a double whammy to be sued for a debt and then have to pay simply to defend yourself. But don't worry, you've got a couple of options here. You can find out if your court charges a filing fee by Googling the court name and the phrase filing fees. They should have a list of all the court filing fees labeled by form type. You can find the filing fee waiver form in a similar way. Search the court's name and the phrase filing fee waiver form and see what comes up. If you get hung up on any of this, don't worry. You can always talk to the court clerk. Don't hesitate to give them a call if you're not sure what the fee is, where to find if your court even has a fee, or how to fill out a fee waiver form. It's the court clerk's job to help you understand the court rules and procedures and to locate paperwork so you can do your part of the lawsuit. The final step is serving a copy of your answer form on the plaintiff. Again, that's the person who is suing you. Serving your court form is just a fancy way of saying delivering it while following the court's requirements. In most cases, you can simply mail the form. If you're mailing your answer form to the court and you're at the post office sending it by certified mail, you may as well take along your copy of the answer for the plaintiff as well and send it the same way, for the same reasons, to make sure it's not lost in the mail and so you have proof of when it was delivered. And again, we've got to give our usual caveat. These videos help guide you in the general process of answering a debt collection lawsuit. Every court is slightly different and each has its own set of rules. So make sure you double check how the court hearing your case wants you to file your paperwork and serve it on the plaintiff. Most people can do this process on their own, but if you find that you're wanting legal help or guidance, we've linked to a resource in the description that can help you find free or low-cost lawyers near you. You can also visit upsolve.org to learn more about responding to a debt lawsuit, to learn about your rights when it comes to debt collection, and to see if you're eligible to use our free tools on your path to becoming debt-free.